Last week, Tesla CEO Elon Musk held a surprise all-hands meeting in which he promised his employees that Tesla's future
is incredibly bright and exciting.
The reason Musk felt the need to reassure the troops was, well, pretty much everything.
Times are tough for Tesla.
Tesla's stock was cratering. Its sales were slumping.
Sales in Europe.
Its showrooms were attracting protests that were growing in size each week. Tesla used to be synonymous with the future. Now it's turned toxic. Many Tesla owners are selling their vehicles at a big loss, saying they're disgusted with Musk's slash and burn tactics for the Trump administration.
Teslas are being torched across the country.
Parallel to that, people have been vandalizing Tesla vehicles, setting them on fire and destroying charging stations. Things have gotten so bad that Donald Trump basically did a live commercial for Tesla on the front lawn of the White House.
Everything's computer.
And now his Department of Justice is threatening people who vandalize Teslas with charges of domestic terrorism.
This is domestic terrorism.
So, is Tesla cooked? The company's future looks increasingly uncertain. But if we're asking whether Tesla is truly cooked, I think it's worth taking a look at 4 distinct challenges facing the company. The sales slump, Tesla's vehicle lineup, the Robotaxi question, and then the Elon of it all. Then we might better understand how dire the company's future really is. The first sign something was off was January of 2024, when Elon Musk warned investors of, quote, notably lower sales growth this year as it focuses on designing a new vehicle. People thought that this was supposed to be the long-rumored Model 2, which was going to be the most affordable Tesla yet. So what else happened in 2024? Well, Trump was almost assassinated, and Musk endorsed him and committed over $200 million to get him elected, yada, 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 Trump wins. And Tesla's stock soars, hitting a new record in December of nearly $480 a share.
One for the ages.
Musk's big bet pays off. A month later, lo and behold, Musk's prediction of a slump comes true and the company reports its first annual sales decrease in over a decade. Meanwhile, Musk does his Nazi salute at the inauguration, Trump makes Musk head of Doge, and that's when the real fun begins. As Musk starts his slash and burn campaign, we can start to see in real time the effect it's having on Tesla's sales. In California, Tesla's biggest market in the US, its sales dropped 12% for the year. Meanwhile, other EV sales are growing. In Europe, it's much worse. In February, Tesla's sales were down 45% in France, 53% in Portugal, 55% in Italy, and a whopping 76% in Germany, where Musk had meddled in the country's election by endorsing the far-right Alternative for Germany party. In China, the world's largest car market, Tesla has been on a sustained losing streak. The company has been backsliding for the past 5 consecutive months on a year-on-year basis, as companies like BYD and others report surging sales. Tesla's once enviable status as #1 seller of electric vehicles in the world was slipping. So one of the main reasons the company's sales have been slipping was that its vehicles were getting old. The Model X turns 10 this year, while the Model S is pushing 15. Both vehicles have only received minor updates since their initial launch. The Model 3 and Model Y, which represent the bulk of the company's automotive revenues, were both updated recently, but the lag in regular updates has opened a window of opportunity for Tesla's competitors. People suddenly have a wealth of choices as newer, more interesting EVs from Hyundai, Kia, Honda, and GM hit the market. Meanwhile, Tesla's only new model to be introduced in the last 5 years is the Cybertruck, which has been recalled 7 times since its launch. Wait, no, I'm sorry, I'm receiving word that there's been an 8th recall. Apparently the stainless steel trim has been flying off. I guess it needs more glue. While Tesla sales dropped, sales of non-Tesla EVs continued to climb. Americans bought a record 1.3 million electric cars in 2024, an increase of 7.3% year over year. EVs now claim 8.1% of the vehicle market in the US. Americans aren't souring on electric vehicles, they're just over Tesla. Elon thinks this storm is worth weathering because Tesla's future is in self-driving cars, AI, and robotics. He believes that Tesla is on the cusp of solving autonomy, a claim that he's pretty much made every year for almost a decade.
Well, I tend to be a little optimistic with timeframes.
Tesla is planning to launch Robotaxis in Texas and California later this year, but the company lacks many of the permits required to do that legally. And there are serious questions about whether Tesla's technology is good enough to operate fully driverless vehicles. Even if the company eventually fulfills its promise by launching a limited Robotaxi pilot this year, that would still be miles away from Musk's earlier promise that all Tesla vehicles sold since 2016 had the necessary tech for full self-driving. That promise turned out to be completely false, with Musk admitting recently that Tesla would need to replace the onboard computer for some vehicle owners who bought the FSD package. We're already starting to see class action lawsuits claiming that Tesla has perpetuated a massive fraud on its customers. And then there's Elon, and Doge, and the Nazi salute, and the chainsaw, and dark MAGA. Musk's antics have turned the Tesla brand toxic, and the Tesla takedown protesters want to accelerate that. To them, protesting Tesla is about opposing Musk and the power accrued by an unelected billionaire who's eliminating humanitarian aid programs and firing thousands of federal workers. They want to hit him where it hurts. The protests have largely been peaceful, but not everyone is interested in nonviolent resistance.
Calling a targeted attack.
Were struck by gunfire.
This was intentional.
Tesla charging stations have been set on fire. A showroom in Oregon was shot up.
At least 7 shots were
A
fired.
woman was arrested in Colorado for throwing a Molotov cocktail at a Tesla location. Tesla vehicles have been defaced with swastikas and expletives.
Several Tesla Cybertrucks were vandalized over the weekend.
4 Cybertrucks were destroyed in a fire in Seattle. The rage is real. The question is whether things will get so bad that Tesla shareholders demand new leadership. It seems unlikely, especially after shareholders voted to approve a massive $56 billion pay package for the CEO. Twice. But that was before Doge, before the salute, and before the stock wipeout. Tesla's board is clearly feeling the pinch. Several board directors, including the chair, have sold over $100 million in Tesla stock since the beginning of the year. But it's not clear that hurting Tesla will actually matter much to Musk. He remains in Trump's good graces, and predictions of an imminent falling out between the two appear to be mostly wish-casting. Even if these protests can seriously affect Tesla, Musk has consolidated so much political power that after a certain point, it's not clear whether market forces still apply as strongly. As far as the company's future, a lot rests with Musk's promise for a cheaper Tesla, a next-generation vehicle platform, and an actual working Robotaxi service. Donald Trump can buy or sell as many Teslas as he wants, but if Tesla's future is built on a bunch of falsehoods and fantasies, it's unlikely the company can emerge from this fire unscathed. Lots of news going on with Tesla lately. We're trying to cover it as fast as we can, so please stay on theverge.com for all the latest going on with this company.
Sweet, sounds good.
Cool.
Actually, let's get a clap for Sync. Love it. Thank you.